Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Crafters TV. It's Friday! Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, woo, yeah, come on, yeah, woohoo, hallelujah. It is Friday and it is day number 2 of our winter sale. My name's Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us for the final 2 shows of the, well, I say of the week. Well, it is really, isn't it? Because we've got the weekend coming up. Before we get on to talk about the Softer Side of Life show, I must just tell you that it is the winter sale. We have got up to 70% off across a whole variety of crafty goodies on the website. This runs through until the 2nd of January. So what I would encourage you to do is have a peruse, have a browse, have a sift through all of the deals. You'll find some amazing bargains in there. It's all sectioned off into various categories for you. And you can see very clearly that we've got deals of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% off across all ranges, from soft crafts to stamping to die cutting to embossing to your adhesives to your card stock. Everything really, a great opportunity for you to get shopping. Also worth bearing in mind that coming up later on, 6 o'clock tonight, we have got a craft house for you. A craft house on a Friday, you say? I know we're mixing things up just a little bit, but the craft house is a totally Tiffany takeover. So we're going to be catching up with Tiffany via the wonders of modern technology. Some great deals coming up, and not only that, but if during that show you happen to spend £75 or dollars, you will get for free one of the lowest totes, which is amazing. That is worth $16.99 or $24.99. We will give you that for free when you spend $75. It's got to be on that show. Now, you don't have to wait until the show itself. You can shop the show right now. You'll see the little Totally Tiffany page on the website. Shop that show, spend $75, get your tote for free. Now, we've got an excellent show lined up. We have got some amazing deals for you. And oh, can I just say as well before we get started, I got my Secret Santa present. We're playing a game on my Facebook page called Who Do You Think Made This Amazing Cravat for Me for Secret Santa? I mean, come on, are you joking me? I know I moaned about the socks last year, but this is amazing. It's a cartoon me from the Can video pointing at me, foam on a roll.
Foam on a roll, foam on a roll,
foam on a roll.
Hey!
And the lady who made it for me, I'm absolutely delighted with it, is the other side of the studio. Best Secret Santa present ever. Becky Sworn, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
I really love it.
Yeah, I've got some more fabric. I'm going to make you something else with it as well.
Really? What,
yeah.
pants?
A headband.
A headband?
Yeah. Maybe a headband from when you're in the gym, running. You know, when you do your park runs. Yes. Maybe like a little sweatband, maybe little sweatbands for your wrists as well.
I love that idea.
Gloriously 80s.
Very 80s. I quite like that idea. Yeah. Also, I mean, if you could do like a little pocket square to go with your cravat, that would be nice. I
possibly could do even a waistcoat for you. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to work out how much fabric I've got. I might do some measuring later.
How did you do the cartoon me?
I had an app on my phone which I must cancel because it's costing me £10 a month. Oh, but yeah, I'd love to say that I did it myself, but I didn't. I used a little app on my phone.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
It's very thoughtful, very kind of you, very nice, and I love it. Thank you very much. Love it so much so that I'm not even currently, as you can see, wearing a Christmas jumper on Christmas Jumper Day here in the UK. So I will don that a little bit later on for you. Can we also, by the way, we're going to find out what's coming up on the show. Can we have some chat about your best and worst Secret Santa presents, please? Because I think I went from worst last year to best this year. So on the socials, Facebook or YouTube, best and worst Secret Santa presents, please. And we'll find out if anyone got a present better than mine. What we got coming up on the show? What are you doing for us today?
Well, I'm going to be doing, trying to remember, I've got some weights I'm going to be making, some weights for your patterns. So if you're going to be doing any kind of patterns, like sewing patterns, making patterns, sometimes you want to keep everything weighted down, so I'm going to make some little weights with those. Also I'm going to be doing the Build a Block of the Week.
Build a Block of the Week.
I'm going to be making something for you, Ben. Because I'm in that kind of mood. Going to make something else for you. And I'm also going to be making a gift bag.
Oh, nice. So lots to look forward to, lots of demos, and also hopefully lots of interactivity as well. If you are new to us here on Crafters TV, or indeed new to the show, feel free to fire some questions in. We would love to hear from you, and if there's anything that you want to know about any of the products that we've got on the show, or indeed just about Softcraft in general, get in touch and we will answer those questions. Let's make it nice and interactive over the course of the next couple of hours. We are going to start off, funnily enough, with the
Builder block of the week.
We are the builder block of the week, which is a fantastic deal. This is your builder block Bejeweled Delight, and this is another one of those builder blocks where we've teamed up with some amazing designers. This time teamed up and designed by Karen Lewis. The 3 items that you can, well, we can show you how to make from this particular builder block, but of course, you know, you can use your imagination to do so much more with this. You've got 5 dies within this collection, and all of the details that you need to be able to create the 3 projects that you can see on the front here. So you've got details for the Bejeweled Delights quilt. There's also a really cute little storage caddy that you can make with this as well. And then also your Bejeweled Delight table runner, and then you can see on the back here your kind of table of content. There's Karen Lewis, a lady who designed this collection. You've got the full list of everything that you need as far as the 3 projects are concerned, and you can see those are the die shapes that you've got on the back. And don't forget, these are your multimedia dies, so you know you can use these across a whole host of different materials, and of course they'll cut multiple layers of fabric for you with one run as well. It's all about the builder blocks, that precision. It's all about time saving, and actually it's all about allowing you to create amazing projects with less faff. Now, the deal on this is incredible, saving 20% today because it is your builder block of the week. $34.99 or $39.95 is what you should pay. Everyone today that gets that 20% discount, and our Platinum members get another 20% off, so you're down to £22.39 or $25.57. So a great opportunity to maybe try our builder blocks for a first time, maybe add to your collection, because this will work beautifully on its own. As you can see, you're going to be creating at least 3 projects from here. However, it's going to work in conjunction with other builder blocks that you might have already in your crafty stash. But let's have a look at some finished projects with Becky, because you've got a beautiful quilt over there.
Absolutely stunning. Now, these are made by the design team, and they are absolutely incredible. So this is one of the quilts. So as Ben was saying, in each of the builder blocks, for these particular ones, these designer ones, you've got 3 different projects in there. So the first project is this quilt. There's also table runner, and there's also this bag. But obviously in there, you'll be able to make the blocks. So if you don't know, Ben, do you know what I mean by blocks?
Like a square?
Yeah, like a square. Yeah. So that's how all the quilts are made, just with the different blocks. So there's nothing to stop you from having all of these, making a different block and then sewing them all together. And that's sort of effectively how we would do your quilts. That's effectively how it's done.
But that's why you can use the builder blocks with other builder blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is the bag that you can make in here as well. The great thing about these are that they're all sort of if you've bought all these builder blocks, you've got different projects in each of them. So each of them will show you how to make a block, how to make a quilt, and then there'll be a couple of other projects. So there might be a table run, there might be a bag, one of them's got a sewing machine cover, one of them's got a kind of wall hanging. You can use those designs, you can use those sort of techniques and that information to use with the other builder blocks. So you can make a bag using another builder block project that we've got. So these look really, really good. So you're going to get all of the information as to how to make these inside your bag, your pack.
Yeah.
So when you get your pack home, this is what it will look like, and you've got your dies in here. So this is mine, this is well loved, so I've used this quite a lot. You've got all these different shapes. Now they take into account your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So where we've got points, like here for example, this would make a nice sort of sharp point when we sort of sew it together.
Yeah.
But you've actually got a sort of sharp, a dead end, for want of a better word. This is where the dog ears are being cut off. So normally when you would sew things together and you'd cut them with a sort of template, you'd end up with a point there. And then once you've sewn everything together, that would be something you'd need to trim off. But because we're using our dies, we've already taken that into account. So you can see from all of these sort of areas where you would have traditionally like a point at the end because they're triangles. You don't have those on there because we've taken into account that you don't need that. So it just makes everything a lot easier for you when you start to put things together. In all of these, you will find that you get your little booklet, and it will give you some information as to how to put the quilt together and how to cut it. And it also talks about the grain line, which I've talked about before, but I know often I talk about it and people still don't know what I mean.
The weft.
Yeah. Warp and the weft.
Warp and the weft.
Yeah, so when you make fabric, fabric is, excuse me, frog in my throat. Fabric is effectively almost like graph paper. It's got straight lines going up and down, and it's got straight lines that go from side to side. The ones that go up and down are called the warp, and the ones that go from left to right are called the weft. So the weft, left. That's the way you remember it.
Oh, I never knew. That's a good way to remember it.
And it's important when you're cutting your fabric that you take into account how you want your fabric to look. So in here, in our little booklet, it shows you the grain line, and that is the straight part of the fabric. That's that bit that goes up and down, and you want that grain line going that way. So when you're putting your pieces of fabric on your dies on your pieces of fabric, you want to make sure that they are straight. So you don't want them like this, because it's to do with the stretch of the fabric. If you have a piece of fabric and perhaps it's just a scrappy piece of fabric and it's at a slight angle, there's more stretch diagonally than there is up and down or side to side. So when you're cutting pieces of fabric and then you're trying to stitch them together, you'll find if something's sort of cut on a curve or cut on a sort of diagonal, it will stretch a little bit more. And that's why it's really important you take this into account. It becomes more important when you're using builder blocks that have got curves in them, because you need to make sure you've got that sort of stretch around the curve. Now, if you've got a piece of fabric and you don't know where the warp and the weft are, you can do that quite easily by giving it a pull. So if you pull it this way, there's a little bit of movement here, and if I pull it this way, there's much more movement here. So I know that that is a grain line. That's the warp going up here, and that's the weft. Now, if everything was on a diagonal, if I pull it there, you can see there's so much more stretch in there. And that's why that's really important. So you'll find that at the front of all of those builder blocks, that little explanation as to how to put everything together. And as you go further through the builder block pack, you will see how many of each item you need to cut out, whether you need to cut items with the die facing the right side or the wrong side of the fabric. So if you're using patterned fabric, that becomes an issue. If you're using plain fabric, it's not really a problem. And that's to make sure that where you've got things like this triangle, either of these triangles, you've got them round the right way. So you've taken it into account that you're going to be facing the right way.
Yeah.
But you'll see all that information's there, and we show you how to put it together step by step. That is for a block. Over here, we've got how to put it together for the quilt. And then further along, we've got all the information related to the different projects in here. So you'll find all of that information in each of those. So we're going to start by cutting some of these pieces of fabric out.
Okay.
So I'm going to be using some of our fabric of the week, which is this really beautiful I can't think, this reminds me of sort of summertime. It's sort of magnolias and swans, or that kind of thing, or water lilies. Okay. I think it's a really beautiful fabric. They wash really well.
Dashwood Studios, isn't it?
Yeah, Dashwood Studios, and they are such beautiful colours. So they work really well together. So ideally for doing a builder block. Now, on the actual sample we're using very bright colours, we're using very plain colours. There's nothing to stop you from using a mixture of plains, mixture of brights, pattern fabrics, whatever you may like. So I'm going to start by getting my scissors and cutting a few bits of fabric to size.
We have got lots of Dashwood Studio fabric for you on the show. You find it on the Shop the Day page. That's there for you. The Shop the Show page even better for you as well, where you see all the deals that we've got across this show. Few people as well, I've seen messages coming in about the item that I've got to my left, which we'll see in just a few moments' time. Just saying there were 5 originally in the set. Is it a completely new bundle, is it? A few people a bit confused. Well, so producer Jamie says it's sold out.
The other one, I think, is in the set, is a smaller one. Looks like that.
Yeah. But it's showing as sold out.
Sold out.
We'll find out for you. Producer Jamie will find out for you exactly what's going on there. Rhonda just saying, hi, Ben, Becky, team, social, and all my lovely crafty friends chatting and crafting today, chatting from a 21F Chicago area. I don't do Fs.
No, I don't. Is that hot or cold?
That's cold.
Is it?
21F.
Is it?
Well, because 21C is warm, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, right.
21F in C is -6.
Well, Lily was saying it was -7 when she came into the studio this morning.
What, -7 in the studio?
Yeah.
In here?
In here, yeah. When she came in to work in the office, that was what the temperature was.
What? Inside?
Yeah, inside, yeah.
Surely there must be some kind of like directive to say that if it gets that low, then we should all go home. See ya.
Yeah, bye everybody. It is very cold. I did notice. I've had to have my heated seats in my car on.
Oh, look at you all posh with the heated seats.
I know.
Goodness me.
Very exciting.
Have you actually? I bet you've got one of those cars, haven't you, that you can kind of get it to defrost before you can get in it?
Apparently, but I didn't know that until last week when my husband, my husband was like running the engine, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he wasn't in the car.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I'm just defrosting the car," and I was like, "I didn't even realise I had that facility on my car."
Yeah, I mean, I can do that in mine, but I have to go outside, open it up, stick the keys in the ignition, and then leave it for 10 minutes, and hope that one of the local burglars doesn't walk past and steal. I mean, not that they'd want to steal my car, but anyway. Carol
it's so
says,
cold.
I mean, it's an all right. Gets me from A to B. I've never been that bothered about cars. You know what I mean? I think even if I had lots of money, I still wouldn't necessarily buy like a flashy car.
I've just heard in my ear about roundabouts. Yeah. I was amazed by your piece of information that you have a roundabout named after you.
And an alpaca.
But I'm more interested in the roundabout, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting.
It's quite showbiz, that, isn't it?
It is. And I'm a big fan of a guy called Max Fosh. Do you know who he is? He ran for London Mayor a little while ago, and he bought himself a roundabout and sat on the roundabout, quite a small roundabout. And then
he bought one and sat on it?
Yeah, just sort of got a deck chair, sat on his roundabout, because you can do, because once you own your roundabout, it's entirely up to you what you choose to do with it.
Yeah.
And I just think, that's, if in doubt, if you don't know what to buy someone for Christmas, and I know that Sam was saying he doesn't know what to get his dad. There you go, roundabout.
Well, you can buy stars, and you can buy plots on the moon, can't you, and stuff like that. So why not buy a roundabout?
Absolutely. Why not?
All you have to do, what I did. So the reason why I got a roundabout named after me is that when I used to work on the radio, we were chatting about like random kind of clubs and associations in the UK, and it came up that there's an actual UK Roundabout Appreciation Society that do their own calendar and whatnot every year. So we got the chairman on from the UK Roundabout Appreciation Society and did an interview with him, found it genuinely very interesting, and then me and my co-host were like, well, hang on a minute, how do we go about getting our own roundabout? And he said, all you have to do really is just, apply to your local council, because there's probably loads of roundabouts that, they're looking to sort of name and stuff.
And do you have to pay for it? Do you have to pay for the upkeep of it?
No,
because your responsibility, it's like your child.
No, because at the time, we were local radio celebrities, so we were just like, oi, we need that roundabout. And they were like, oh, okay, well, you can have the roundabout. What do you want to call it? And I was like, well, it's our roundabout now. So they renamed it. We did a full-on little ceremony. You got the mayor along to cut a ribbon. And we then got our roundabout in the 2019 Roundabout Appreciation Society calendar. We were the roundabout for December. And it actually won Roundabout of the Year.
What do you have to get to win Roundabout of the Year?
What do you mean?
I mean, what makes a Roundabout of the Year?
Well, I think how it's upkept. So ours obviously have lots of lovely flowers on it during the summertime, and obviously wintertime they tend to it. But also, this is genuine. The guy said, who's the chairman guy, he said he looks at like how the roundabout copes with all of the traffic and how it kind of gets around the roundabout nice and easily. And apparently ours, not only did it look good, but it was very good at being
it did its job.
Roundabouty. Yeah. Never any queues.
You don't have roundabouts in the States, do they?
Now, this is a misconception, I think, isn't it? Because I think, well, you have to let us know if you're watching in the US. Do you have a lot of I don't think you have roundabouts like we have roundabouts. Because we have a lot of roundabouts, don't we?
We do have a lot of roundabouts. Where is that place? It's
Swindon.
Is it Swindon? It's
the
just
Magic Roundabout.
Yeah, it's just. Well, there's a place where it's just roundabouts. It's not Milton Keynes, is it?
It's Swindon.
Is it Milton Keynes?
Milton Keynes is Roundabout Central, but Swindon is the Magic Roundabout, which is roundabouts within a roundabout within a roundabout within a roundabout, where you end up going round a roundabout the wrong way round a roundabout to get around the other roundabouts which are within the roundabout.
just sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it?
In a roundabout way.
In a roundabout. Oh dear.
But yes.
I mean, it would be interesting to know, because I did think that in the US they didn't have roundabouts, and it was a bit of a British thing. Maybe I'm incorrect in that information.
I mean, it's blocks, isn't it, in the US?
Yeah.
It's
like Milton Keynes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's square. But yeah, roundabouts are a bit of a challenge, aren't they, when you're learning to drive?
Oh yeah.
It's very
Nobody
difficult.
wants to get a roundabout on the driving test, do they?
No, definitely not.
Because even if you're doing a roundabout right, chances are somebody's doing a roundabout wrong, and they'll be in the wrong lane, and it'll end up being a bit of a stress.
It will be, definitely. Right, now I've cut my pieces out. Now we've had a long conversation.
Welcome to Roundabout TV.
I imagine lots of people would like to watch that.
Yeah, well.
So we're going to start putting this together. So I've already cut some of these shapes out. So these are, as you can see here, these are effectively this blue piece. And then we want these two triangles to go over the top. These will be, oh sorry, that's not that one, it's this one here. We're going to put these two triangles over here like that. And that makes that section. And then the next section is with one of these, and one of these shapes here goes like that. And then we have two of these pink pieces that go like this, and then like this. So we're going to start sewing those together, and we've detailed down exactly how to put them together. So we've made it very, very simple. So effectively, this is a bit like an ice cream cone, this one here, when I was sort of thinking about it. And this one is, I don't know, it looks like a dog's face with ears. This one.
Yeah, it does. I'll give you that.
It does, yeah.
I'll give you that.
So I'm going to start stitching them together. So 1/4 inch seam allowance on here. We're going to put these right sides together, and like so, and they will match up against there, and you just need to use your 1/4 inch seam allowance to stitch along here, and then we're just going to give everything a bit of a press as we go along.
Okay.
So I'll start sewing those now.
Just to confirm as well, the item that I did have to my left has sold out, so I'm just de-rigging the set currently. So apologies for that.
So you asked the question earlier, your best and worst Secret Santa.
Oh yeah.
What was your best Secret Santa present you've ever received?
Who, me?
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure we had that conversation again.
Well, here's the thing, because until I came here, I never really got involved in Secret Santa too much, because I just thought it was a bit of a Scrooge, a bit of a waste of time.
Why?
Because what it was, as I always, on the years when I was doing a Secret Santa and I got a nice present,
yeah,
everyone else got silly presents and it looked silly.
Right.
And then on the year when I decided to get a silly present, everyone got a nice present and then you look silly. So
yeah.
I just kind of sort of fell out of love with them, really. And then I did it for the first time in ages last year when I got the socks with my face on, and then that kind of like compounded the misery for me. And then this year I was like, oh, should I do it again? And I thought, actually, I'll stick my neck out and I'll do it, because hopefully I'll get Becky. And if I do get Becky, she'll probably make me something really cool like a cravat.
Do you know, when I got you, and I was like, oh, brilliant, because that makes it easy, because I know exactly what you want, because you tell me every single time we work together.
It was almost like it was meant to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was your best Secret Santa? You got a good one this year.
I got a really good one this year. So I got a really nice box of chocolates, and I got a whole box full of beauty products, which is lovely. So that's high up there. I don't know who I got. I don't know.
I said to you, didn't I?
It's a secret.
It must have been a lady.
I'm assuming it's a lady. But who knows? Whatever it was a good present. My present last year was very good. Got a bottle of champagne.
You got wonky champagne?
A bottle of champagne. Oh. I was a bit wonky after the champagne. Yeah, definitely. But I haven't really had a bad Secret Santa present. I've had some bad presents. I mean, I've had some shockers.
Come on then.
So one year, my husband, I'd asked for a necklace, and my husband, I'd pointed it out in the shops, and my husband wouldn't look at it.
Right.
No, he was like, oh, look at it.
What did he do?
I'm not looking at it. And then Christmas morning came, and there's this jewellery box, and I was like, oh, lovely. Open it up. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted at all. And I was like, oh, it's not quite the one I pointed out. And he went, well, it was the one in the same place in the shop when I went there 3 weeks later. And obviously over the time, people have moved the stock around. So he just went for whatever was in the right place. and it was not what I wanted. So I wore it all day, and I was like, I'm sorry, I really don't like it.
What? So you didn't tell him at the end of the day that you didn't like it?
Well, I felt a bit bad saying, oh, I felt a bit bad, and then I had a couple of glasses of champagne, and I didn't care after that. And I said, I'm sorry, that's just horrid. I really don't like that. I look like someone's nan in that necklace, so I'm really sorry, can I take it back? So yeah, I mean, that wasn't great. I've had things in the past from people that, you know, are the wrong size. And we were talking about this actually. So my husband used to work in a big department store.
Oh, yeah.
And he said on Boxing Day, this is when he was a student, on Boxing Day, he'd have all the gentlemen coming in with these naughty pieces of underwear. Not necessarily naughty, but, you know, sort of quite saucy underwear that were being returned. You know, either they'd bought the wrong size or their wives had opened it up and gone, I'm not wearing that, having to take them back and buy a scarf instead. Something like that. But I don't know, you know, it's I think it's lovely when people actually think and bother to buy you something that they know that you're going to like. It makes a real difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it does. Let us know in the comments as well if you've had any good or bad Secret Santas. We've got lots of roundabout chat coming through. Also, Rachel, who says, I was in the supermarket yesterday and I found myself singing in my head, Frozen Deal of the Week, in Becky's voice. It's good.
Oh dear. I could sell that jingle to maybe a big supermarket then.
Oh, you could?
Yeah.
Like the
supermarket maybe?
I was thinking more of the one that's named after the country.
Oh, okay, yeah. That one.
But yeah, I mean, that one would work as well.
I was thinking, what, Sweden?
Yeah, well-known supermarket, Sweden. Debbie Cantwell says, Michigan has many roundabouts. Deborah Butkus says, in the US, we call it, oh, sorry, no, this is about fabric. We call it the lengthwise and crosswise direction.
That makes more sense rather than giving it the warp and the weft.
Also, I snap the fabric to tell the direction. Each direction sounds different.
Oh, okay.
You have to give it a little.
Let's give it a
snap.
try.
Let's have a listen.
Hold on,
Here we go. We're going to snap.
Let me get a bigger bit of fabric.
Snap the fabric. This would be interesting.
So, if I snap it, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, now I've lost all the bits of fabric that I'm going to be working on.
Doesn't she mean go like that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It does. It's slightly deeper.
Yeah.
Look.
So, but it's longer, that piece. Yeah, and then. No, I can't reach out for that side. Yeah.
No.
Okay, I've potentially lost some of my pieces of fabric, so I might have to go around there in a minute and find them, but we'll be all right. Well, that's good to know that. Thank you for that.
We have roundabouts in the States, says Samantha Lung. Just some states have more than others. DC has a lot. We have roundabouts in South Carolina, says Clarice, but I've only seen single lane roundabouts. We just call them circles.
Okay. We have huge roundabouts, don't we? Multiple lanes.
Goodness me.
If you get them in the wrong lane, you're in trouble. You've got to travel 15 miles before you can turn around again.
Do you know, when I used to drive into London, like around the North Circular and that.
Oh yeah.
Even now, I've been driving for 30 years. I still find that terrifying.
Well, that's near where I live.
I know.
And
that's why I never come to visit you.
All right.
Terrifying.
Rude.
Because they've got like about 6 exits and entrances, and then people don't get in the right lane.
Oh,
No, you can be in the right lane.
Yeah, but the person next to you is not in the right lane. Yeah.
And in London, it's every man and woman for themselves.
Yeah.
I've learned.
It's very true.
It's dog eat dog out there. Very, very scary. Jennifer just saying we have them all over in Ohio and some in Florida as well. And there are several roundabouts in Missouri, says Kathy. On my trip from Illinois to Missouri, my friend and I counted 7 roundabouts on our way to Branson. We laugh every time someone mentions a roundabout.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't realise. I thought it must just be one of those urban myths where we hear that they don't have roundabouts in the US.
Yeah.
It's just rubbish.
Kathy's just said, I've just received my Gemini 18-piece builder block. I'm so happy to start using them for my next quilt.
Excellent.
And it's X Crafty on YouTube says, I've never had a bad Secret Santa. I'm just happy with whatever I get.
Oh.
Would you be happy though if you got a pair of socks with your face on?
Well, now, funnily enough, that is what I bought Joe last year. So I thought it was hilarious because that's what he got you, and then he got the same one as himself.
Debbie says, my husband is great at picking out purses, but horrid at buying earrings.
Okay.
And Carrie says, best Secret Santa was a handmade wood cutting board. Worst Secret Santa was a toilet lid. A toilet lid?
Was that when when it was really fashionable to have toilet lids that had things in them?
Oh, like nails, you mean?
Yeah, or a bit of barbed wire, or
Yeah.
those ones with fish in them.
Fish?
Like an aquarium kind of looking one. One of my friends was getting married, and we'd been laughing at these kind of things with, this toilet seats with all these weird things in them. So I got her. This was on her hen night. I got a plastic toilet seat, and I got a load of photographs from wedding magazines. And then I decoupaged them over the toilet seat.
That is brilliant.
I made her wear it. Oh, she loved that.
That is so... Do you know, talking to toilet seats, and I can't remember why I would have bought it, maybe just for a laugh. Very good friend of mine a few Christmases ago, I bought him a toilet seat with a sensor.
Okay.
So if he got up in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
the toilet seat would light up, so you could see where to lift the lid.
That's clever.
I don't know if anyone else does that. You know, if you wake up in the middle of the night, you go to the loo, you don't want to wake up properly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want everything to be nice and easy, because if you try too hard, then you wake up properly and you can't go back to sleep. So I thought that was quite a cool idea. As you approach the toilet seat, it lifts up.
I mean, surely, I don't open my eyes if I have to get up in the night. I keep my eyes shut,
How
so I
do you
don't
know?
wake up properly.
Yeah, but it's slightly different for boys and girls, isn't it? You know. Do you generally not open your eyes at all?
No.
So how far have you got an ensuite?
No.
So you have to leave your bedroom.
It's in a different wing.
It's in a different wing. Do you ring the bell and the butler comes and wheels you along?
It's a chamber pot.
A chamber pot. Oh, you don't even leave your bed. That's what it is. Now we understand. Now we understand.
No, I just keep my eyes closed so I don't wake up, because you're right, you don't want to wake up properly, do you?
No, because if you do, it's usually that's it then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Then you've got to look at your phone. Then you might do a bit of work. Might get up and do a bit of sewing. Yeah, you've got to keep your eyes closed.
Yeah. Oh dear, the conversations we've had in the first 35 minutes of this show. Wow.
You said it was going to be one of those crazy days, didn't you,
Well,
Ben?
you know, that's what you come here for, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
as well as the fun and the demonstrations. Oh, It's X Crafty says I would be happy to get socks with my face on. Oh, there you go. There you go. I don't know why I'm so happy about the cravat, but the socks. Well, I think's what it is with the socks. They weren't the best of quality.
No.
And also, once you've got them on, then nobody, if you've got your shoes on, nobody knows you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they weren't thick and warm, Jamie. No, they're really thin and horrible. I gave them to my wife, who's a dog walker, and she wouldn't wear them.
So I bought some for my children from the same company.
Yeah.
But with dogs on, with our dog on.
Yeah.
And they really like them. They just wear them around the house. But they're not very thick. You're
No,
right.
they're not.
No. But they're a fun present, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Do you know, one year I did get a present which I thought was particularly good, and it was a little bell, like a ding.
Oh yeah, like they have on the counter in the cafe.
Yeah, so I could, when I needed another bottle of champagne, I could just ring the bell, and no one would bring it to me, but I could just ring the bell anyway. I thought it was quite a good present. What did you ask for Christmas this year, Ben?
What did I ask for Christmas?
Yeah. What's Santa going to bring you?
Well, I asked for a lot of running stuff.
Right.
New pair of trainers. It's the same old. Pants, socks, aftershave.
What's your aftershave of choice?
Well, here's the thing. So I normally just say, get me I can mention names, can't I? Because we always do. So Next.
Yeah.
Do a lovely set of sort of 6 small bottles of aftershave for about 15, 16 quid. And whenever I wear those aftershaves, I get the most comments. So I always get those.
Okay.
And then I just get me an expensive aftershave. So last year, what did I get last year? I think it was like Hugo Boss or something.
Yeah.
But this year, have you smelt Jake?
Why are you asking? God, I really sound like I'm in trouble. Have I smelt Jake?
Yeah, because Jake...
I mean, occasionally, yeah.
Well,
should I smell him a bit more?
Because he smells amazing. So I found out that he wears this aftershave called, it's Sauvage Elixir. Sauvage.
Okay, I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, Sauvage. The other one that Johnny Depp wears. So I then was like, oh, I really want to get that aftershave, but went out the other day because Laura was like, oh, what is it called? What does it smell like? So we went to Boots to go and sort of have a test of it and have a smell. Do you know how much that is a bottle?
It's a lot of money.
It's £125. So I don't think I'll be getting that. That's a lot, isn't it? I'll stick to me Brute, bottom shelf, 80s classic.
Or a bit of Old Spice or denim. Do you remember denim?
No.
Oh, there was a very saucy advert they had for that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. For that
Did it smell nice?
I've got no idea. I think my brother used to wear it.
I still have a bottle of Brute now, and I tell you the reason why I buy Brute is because my dad used to wear it back in the 80s, and it just takes me back to a happier time. And
yeah.
I still do think it smells quite nice. It doesn't last very long. You have to tip about half a bottle on to sort of last you through the day. But
well, I think that's generally what the men used to do in the 80s, isn't they?
I don't know. I wasn't a man in the 80s. I was just a little boy.
You feel old? Thanks for that, Ben.
Yeah. Sorry.
Spent all that time working on your Christmas present and you just made me feel old.
Sorry. I thought we're the same age, aren't we?
No. Rude. Right. And while Ben's been wittering on about aftershave, I've been working.
You must be what I wanted for Christmas. What do you want for Christmas? Oh, yes, I know.
I have asked for some jewellery, but I don't think I'll get it.
No.
I'd also like I want to buy my husband a puppy.
A puppy?
I know puppies aren't for Christmas, they're for life,
yeah.
But we do want another puppy. But I don't know, I can't give him a puppy for Christmas, but I think we might get a puppy in the new year.
It's the kind of thing I don't think you can really surprise people with.
No, it's not. Although, so I've known my husband since I was 3 years old, which is sad in itself, but it means I was friends with his sister at school, and for her birthday one year I bought her a hamster. And my father-in-law still brings it up. He's still really angry that I bought her a hamster after all those years. He wasn't very happy about it at all.
Wow.
But yeah, so don't give animals for Christmas.
No,
definitely not. So you can see here, I've finished that block, and you can see how different that looks by using those kind of muted tones versus this one with a much brighter colours. So by using different fabrics, it can look totally different. So I've used some plain fabrics in there as well, but using those beautiful fabric of the week, very easy then to incorporate that into a larger quilt and put some pieces down the side, and then you could make it into a cushion, make it into a runner with a couple of other ones here, or you can follow the directions here and then create make it into a larger quilt, or maybe use it for that table runner or perhaps that little bag. So you can see how effective that looks, and it comes together really, really quickly. Absolutely love it.
And again, if you've not ever used any of our builder blocks before, it's a great opportunity to give these a go, because chances are, if you've already got one of our Gemini die cutting machines, you'll be able to use these. You'll be able to use these 5 multimedia dies, and in their simplest form, are going to allow you to create such amazing blocks. And blocks that you can create these projects with as well. So there's 3 tutorials, if you like, 3 projects that you can create with this particular set. You've got all of your step-by-step instructions included as well. So things like your quilt, things like your storage caddy here, and also your table runner included too. And don't forget as well, you can use this in conjunction with other builder blocks that you might have or you might think about picking up. Just as a by-the-by as well, the fabric that Becky was using, we do have that on the show for you as well, the Dashwood Studio's fabric. So if you do want to pick that up, you can grab that as well via the ½ metre. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's about 6 different designs, isn't there, today of that? I just think it was worth a mention, seeing as you were using them in the last... I've actually got them down here, save you, but you can show them, it's fine.
You go for them.
You
go. You go. To you.
Hugo?
No, to you. Not to me. To you.
So, Cream Swan. That's one that you use, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And they're so beautiful, and you can feel that they've got a really nice feel to them. They almost feel like Egyptian cotton. They've got quite a smooth kind of sheen feel to them.
Absolutely. Really, like you say, really beautiful design there, and you can buy this by the half metre, so $5.39 or $7.91 if you're shopping in the US. Then you've got the water lilies, which is this one. Oh, this one here. Again, lots of beautiful designs where the colours are going to work wonderfully with each other. So if you fancy buying, a little bit of each for your patchwork quilts, for things like, always look at these and things like cushion covers as well. Look absolutely beautiful. £5.39 or $7.91 for the half metre for your water lilies. Then you've also got the flight. Oh, what kind of a bird is that then?
That's a crane, isn't it?
Is it?
I would have said that's a crane.
Not got long. Hasn't a crane got a longer neck?
I don't know. Was it a swan?
Not a swan. Answers on a postcard, please. What kind of bird are we looking at there for the flight? Ornithologists, get in
We'd like
touch.
the Latin name, please.
The Latin name?
The Latin name.
Flyacus birdius. Did you do Latin at school?
I did do Latin.
Did you actually?
I did, yeah. Did you?
We did it. I did it for the first year when I was at my first year at boarding school, and then I gave it up, or I didn't have to do it because it just really confused me. Veni Vidi Vici. That's all I really know, and that's about it.
Yeah.
How do you say this fabric is gorgeous in Latin?
I've got no idea. I did Latin for my GCSE.
Did you actually?
I did,
You
yeah.
did GCSE Latin?
Yeah, I did GCSE Latin.
Wow.
And ancient Greek.
It was ancient Greek?
And ancient Greek.
And ancient Greek.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't remember very much of it at all. It's not something you use, is it?
Well, I suppose Latin's good if you are learning lots of different languages, because lots of languages stem from Latin, don't they? But
yeah.
I mean, you don't use it in everyday conversation, really, do you, I suppose?
No, I don't often have
this is your lady spot.
in Latin.
No. Oh, that's rather... who does that remind me of?
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock, yeah. Very Pollocky. $5.39 or $7.91 for those. And then lastly, we've got two more. Next is your mustard circle, which is that one there. Again, £5.39 or $7.91 via the half metre. And then lastly, we have got your pale dash, which has got a bit of a... It's got a bit sort of an 80s feel to it, this.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm sure I had like wallpaper like this in my bedroom.
I think I did,
80s.
yeah.
Very.
It was acceptable in the 80s.
10% off all of those. Those are your fabrics of the week. The Dashwood Studio New Beginnings. Worth, as I say, just definitely having a little look at those, because a lot of you, I'm sure, will want to copy the demo that you've just seen with Becky. Next up, more fabric for you. 60% saving off the So Boho and Gingerbread Lane half metre fabric bundle. You get a lot of bang for your buck here. And actually, what I like about these is, dare I get all these out? Yeah, go on, I'm going to. You've got all of these beautiful fabrics within the gingerbread, which obviously have got a bit of a Christmassy theme to these. I mean, this one here, not necessarily Christmas. I would imagine you'd be able to use that year round.
Yeah.
But across the set, you've got a very sort of Christmassy, celebration-y sort of type of fabric bundle, and then maybe sort of more winter skewed. And then the So Boho, I think, is sort of the other end of the scale, and the fact that you've got very bright, bold floral colours, which you might use for more sort of summertime makes. I love the little gingerbread house that you've got there as well. That's one thing that we haven't done this year, actually. We normally do that with the kids, make a little gingerbread house.
I bought one for my daughter and sent it down to uni, and apparently they made it and ate it in about 15 minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's supposed to last a little bit longer than 15 minutes.
I love a gingerbread house.
I know, it's so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you said, the construction and then just, tearing little bits off and munching it. So that's your gingerbread. And then your So Boho, always very popular, is also included in this bundle. £35 on its own, the So Boho. To get all of that for £20.80 or £22.40 is an absolute steal. You should be looking at £65 or $70 if you're a Platinum member. Everything I've just shown you there, for £20.80, $22.40. You're saving almost £40 or $42.90. Few comments still coming through. Thank you for all of the messages today. If there's any questions that you want to ask, anything you want to see from the show, do let us know. Rhonda Crow just saying, lol, I love the idea of a light-up toilet seat. It's the next level, it really is. Rhonda also saying, I've just looked up to see how much that aftershave is in the US, the one that I mentioned, $165 for a 2-ounce bottle.
That's mental.
Yeah, that's one squirt, isn't it, pretty much? It's like, I like it, but I don't like it enough to want someone to pay that much. Love the builder block system, says Rhonda. And Audrey says, who knew Becky was such a hoot? I knew. Chamber pot and ringing a bell for champagne. Yeah, well, you know, I don't want to get it myself. No, and you think she's jesting? It's all true, all true. Our Rachel is saying I did Latin too, also at boarding school. Oh, it is a crane, says Rhonda. And Elena says the bird of flight is the hawk. Hawk, crane, swan, who knows? All I do know is we're going to give you opportunity to check out your baskets now. We're going to have a short little break. And when we come back, I mean, goodness knows what we're going to be talking about. Goodness knows what we're going to be doing. You can tell we're all in the Christmas spirit here, winding down to the Christmas holidays. But listen, I am. Listen, check out the winter sale up to 70% off on the website for you. And also don't forget to get across to the Craft House show later on with Tiffany. Totally Tiffany. On that show, spend $75, get a free lowest tote. I'll let you get to the checkouts. We will come back in just a few minutes' time with more fun and frolics.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those 3 people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it.
Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Welcome back, everybody. We are almost halfway through Softer Side of Life. If you have just joined us, welcome along. So lovely to see so many of you watching along with us. Give us a little wave, say a little hello if it's the first time you've seen a Softer Side show. And let us know what you're shopping for today. Winter sale is live. We started the winter sale yesterday. It runs through until the 2nd of January, and right across the website, you're going to find some amazing deals, up to 70% off. And as I mentioned it earlier on, later on this evening at 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 o'clock Eastern, we do have a Craft House Totally Tiffany takeover, where if you spend £75 or more on that show, you will get a free Lois tote. So definitely worth looking at. And bear in mind, you don't have to wait for that show to pop along. You don't have to wait till later. You can start shopping the show right now. Just hit the Shop the Show page on the website. Now, last night we had a big cartload show. It was a big cartload show. Me and Craig hosting that one, and so many of you joined us. We had some amazing mystery bags and amazing grab bags, and we've still got a small amount of stock of some of the mystery bags left for you. The everyday winter sale mystery bag was the one that I had this side. It was very, very popular indeed. What you've got to realise here is that £146 worth or $187 worth of product are within this bag. Look at the saving that you're making. Can we just all appreciate that there for a second? Look at that. You're saving £111 or $142. That's bonkers, isn't it? If you're platinum, which we know the majority of you are, £28 or $36 is all you're going to pay. And just to kind of put in your mind's eye here as to the incredible value you're going to be receiving, here's the value of the bag. The first item, which I cannot believe is even in a mystery bag, is the beautiful Enchanted Storybook die set, allowing you to make creations like this. There's 18 dies in total. It's an absolutely amazing product. I remember when we launched it, it flew out the door. It's in your mystery bag. That's the first item that you are going to be paying for. The second item within the bag that you're going to be paying for is this one here. So these are the decorative elements that came with your hanging ornament die. So you don't get the actual worker die to be able to create the actual ornament. However, what you do get within that set is all of these dies here that are super useful. You've got cupcakes, you've got little sweeties, you've got presents, stars, balloons, all sorts that you can use to decorate projects that you need for a celebration. Now, that and that is your £35 or $45. So if you're platinum, that is more than the value of the bag right there, okay? Everything else I'm about to show you, you're getting for free. I know. I'm waiting till you see what you get. So everything else you get, free. Knitwit. Kindly Thoughts collection. This is the A4 pearlescent cardstock. 4 beautiful colours, 6 sheets of each, 24 sheets. I mean, this collection flies out of the door day in, day out. We're giving you the luxury cardstock for free. Also, one of my favourite multimedia dies that we do for free, the jigsaw die. Now, this is the 5x7 jigsaw die, creates you a puzzle of 30 pieces. If you're getting this mystery bag, well, A, if you're not getting it, I want to know why, but B, if you are getting it, add some mount board to your shopping basket as well. There's plenty of it on the website because that's what you're going to be making your jigsaws with. That is free, one of the most popular multimedia dies that we do. Also for free, you're getting this set of stamps from one of the most popular collections that we launched last year, the Masquerade Ball collection. That's free. We launched this next one, I think about 6 weeks, 2 months ago. The beautiful Just to Say stamp and die collection you're getting for free. Also included for free, a 19-piece stamp and die set. Now this was launched with your ornate screen panel dies. Again, you don't get the panel die that you're seeing here. However, you do get 19 stamps and dies with your butterflies. Probably better if I show you the front there, you can see all of them. How useful to have all of those within your crafty stash. How often do you need a butterfly? You've got tons within that collection. Also in this bag, for free, you're going to get this amazing creator card. It is your Regal Diamond, creates a beautiful effect, looks like a very posh custard cream, which is never a bad thing. It does it, doesn't it?
It does look exactly like a custard cream. I love a custard cream.
Oh, I love a custard. How do you eat your custard creams?
Oh, how do I eat them? I take the biscuit off first, and then I or dipped in tea. No? Yeah.
It's the only way, isn't it? Take the top off, scrape it, and then, yes.
And the same with the bourbon.
I don't like bourbon.
Do you not?
No.
Oh.
No. And here's the thing, do you know what I found out the other day, actually? So I don't like, you know, penguin chocolate bars?
Yeah.
I don't like penguins. And I don't like bourbons. And do you know what I found out the other day? Guess what a penguin is?
It's a bourbon biscuit covered in chocolate.
I never knew that.
Oh my God, where have you been?
I don't know. I never knew that. And I was like, that's why I don't like penguins, because I don't like bourbons. Anyway, back to the bag. You're getting a beautiful floral stamp set. There are your radiant roses. Can you believe you're getting all this for free? Also in this set, you're getting your radiant ranunculus. No, sorry, not your radiant ranunculuses. Yes, radiant ranunculuses and divine roses. So that's a 9-piece stamp set. This beautiful stamp set from Sarah's Signature, so lovely. I really like this. I've never seen this one before, but it's a set of little floral stamps and then some little frame stamps, and they're cross-stitched. It's got a really cute little cross-stitch design on the stamp, so that's included for free. And then one of the most popular dies of the moment from the Door Reveal collection. Boom! It's your curved door. Yes, it's the curved door reveal die set. That is included. It's your Tunnocks tea cake, as Craig would now call it. I think it looks like a tea cozy. You guys think it looks like something else. But listen, what value for money you're getting here? Let's get serious for a second. This is worth over £145, over $187. Look at what you're paying. Look at the saving that you're making. Please do not leave this behind. And I know a lot of you will have spent your budget for the year. A lot of you will be thinking, I'm not going to buy anything else. Can you afford not to pick this up today? Because it's an absolute steal. If you're looking at me and going, well, actually, I've got quite a few of those items in that bag. Is it not worth buying again? Having duplicates so you can work twice as fast, or indeed keeping the items that you haven't got and giving the duplicates away. But just to put in your mind's eye again, look, free, 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 and you're also getting those two in there as well. I mean, just one of the best. I know I probably shouldn't say this because it wasn't a Sarah cart load. It was just like a bog standard winter sale cart load. I think it's one of the best mystery bags we've ever done. Aside of a Leanne or a Sarah mystery bag, I think it's one of the best ones we've ever done. Don't leave it on the table. Get it in your basket. We do not have a lot left because I know a lot of you bought last night, but if you're seeing that for the first time today, we brought it back. You're welcome. Thank me later. Don't miss out. Now, applique dies, alphabets. Now, these are brilliant because if you're watching as a soft crafter, you're always going to want to be able to personalise projects. If you're watching this show as a paper crafter and you're thinking to yourself, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to buy any soft craft items today, these are brilliant dies because they're multi-craft dies, so you can use them across a whole spectrum of different materials once again. And I always say it, and I'll say it again right now, why would you not want to have an alphabet within your crafty armory? Because it just then allows you to personalize everything, doesn't it? From birthday projects to retirement gifts to wedding gifts, and also again how nice to be able to personalize items of home decor, personalize clothing items. I also think these are great as well if you're making little gift ideas for a new baby, for example. You can use these in that respect as well. Now it's a really great deal here because you've got £120 worth or $135 worth of product for $71.98 or $79.92. It basically works out that we are giving you the lowercase and your uppercase alphabet. So again, how brilliant is that? You've got your uppercase and your lowercase alphabet. So 26 of the uppercase, 28 of the lowercase. You're thinking, how are there 28 in the lowercase? I'll tell you why. It's the tittles, isn't it? That's what they're called, isn't it? The little dots.
Oh, okay.
You get two little dots for your I and your J, so that's your 28. And then for free, we're giving you your numbers and your punctuation. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. You've got your exclamation mark, your hashtag, your dash, your apostrophe, your question mark, your ampersand, and then your swoosh. Bracket. It's a bracket, isn't it? Bracket. So, a swoosh. A smooch. It's well, it can be whatever you want it to be. But the point is, you're getting all of that with a £30, $35 savings, so it's £71.98, $79.92. Just such a handy set to have, isn't it?
Oh, God, totally. And Lily was saying earlier on, she uses those for paper craft.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can use them for all sorts of things. So this is a quilt that's being made using those numbers and also the letters, personalising it, putting some numbers in there as like a little kind of quilt for the child to sort of roll around on. That's a great item. Making little stacking cubes.
Oh, yeah, little baby cubes.
Yeah. The numbers, I mean, I've never seen a die with 11 on it, but it doesn't matter. You can do that. And then also personalising some bags. So if you've got, you're going to be making some bags for Christmas. Makeup. Oh, overhead. There you go. You can see it. So you can do that. If you've already got some of our bag dies, you want to personalise them, you can pop some names on them, and you're making sort of Christmas gifts for people, or gifts coming up for birthdays and things like that. Maybe you're going to be doing things for weddings. You want to do one of these little bags for each of your bridesmaids, and you personalise them with your names on. So that would be a really good idea. But I thought, Ben, as I'm working with you, I have to personalise something for you.
Oh, you're going to make me something else?
Yeah.
They're 2 inches, by the way, the dies in height. Just to let you know, I know Rhonda was asking, so yeah, 2 inches. What are you making?
You have to wait.
Oh.
God, it's really difficult at the moment. I'm not going to be using the numbers. I'm going to be using the letters. So I'm going to use the capitals and the lowercase. I've just got to find something. I'm going to do something with a B. Can you imagine what I'm going to be putting on there?
B.
I'm going to make you something that's got my name on it, just for fun.
E.
Wasn't that a song? B, you're so beautiful.
E, you're exceptional. A, you're a... I'm going to have to find that song now.
I don't quite know how that goes.
I love working with you because I think you and I think about a lot of the same sort of things. And sometimes with other guys I'll go, oh, what about this? And they'll go, what are you talking about? If I say it with you, then you usually know. And it's like with that one, how random that I know that song. I don't know why I know it.
Of course you know that song. I don't imagine for 1 minute there's a song that you don't know, Ben.
Well, they'll probably, you're so beautiful. Oh, it's called A, You're Adorable.
Oh, A, You're Adorable.
B, You're So Beautiful. C, You're a Cutie Full of Charms.
Something like that.
D,
anyway.
You're a Darling. And E, You're Exciting. And F, You're a Feather in My Arms. That's how it goes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I can't work out which way the U goes, N goes.
The U? I haven't got a U.
They're the same.
Not bun.
The U and the N are the same. So actually, we could have just done without having.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they could have saved some money.
Well, it's the same with the numbers. We've got a 6 and a 9.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Right. So I'm going to be using, so I've got a piece of fabric here. So this is a piece of ordinary cotton fabric, and I have adhered some Bonder web to the back of this. So this is the kind of stuff which comes in a sheet. It's sort of sticky on one side and papery on the other. So you iron it onto the back of your fabric. We're going to use it to cut out. You're going to have it on the fabric when we run it through the die cutting machine. So it will cut everything out, and then we're going to peel away that paper and then glue it onto the item that we're going to be personalising. Because I think this, when you're using really tiny things, you can of course use our adhesive sprays. But for ease, I thought I'll use this because it's quite quick to do. I am going to tape these down. So I'm using my fabric plates here, and just to make sure that they don't slip around. But these are really sort of chunky, heavy, thick dies. I mean, they are, this is a smaller one. I can't bend it. They really are super tough. So they're going to be able to cut through multiple layers of fabric. You'll be able to cut through cork, felts, all sorts of different things in here, as well as card, if that's what you want to do. and use some of those letters on there. But I'm just going to be doing those through my fabric plates.
Oh, Michelle's just seen the picture of me cravat on the socials.
Oh yeah.
She says, I know. It looks even better than the pictures I saw. Are you sharing?
I did show the picture of the cartoon that I did.
Susie's just joined us on the socials and she was just asking about Secret Santa gifts and what I got. It was this. Becky made me a cravat. It's got me on it. It's got a cartoon me on it.
Cartoon you.
A what, me?
A cartoon you.
Oh, I thought you said something else then.
What?
I'm not saying it was rude. It's a cartoon me from the Can video.
So it's sticking a little bit just because you've got that glue in there. So I'm just needing to pull that apart more so than I would do if it was just ordinary fabric. But you can see it's coming away. But with this one here, I've got that little bit in the middle. I'm just going to snip that out and then pull it apart afterwards. So I don't want it to stretch. You can see it is coming away. It's just because you've got that paper on the other side.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do it around this way. It's easier. Just give that stood cut there. And then you've got, it just makes it a little bit easier with small pieces. Then if you can, of course, use, like I said, you could use the spray adhesive that we've got, but you then got to, well, I don't like using the spray adhesive when we're in the studio because it's not a superly well ventilated room. I do end up getting glue everywhere. And then the next person that comes to use the table is sticking to the side of the table, and it's my fault. So I'll just trim that there.
I've just realised you're going to win Demo of the Day today.
Why?
Because...
I'm the only one doing any demos.
Well, because you... Is that wreath up there from...
Did it win earlier on?
Yeah.
Oh, how exciting.
And then obviously you'll have a vote from this show. So then it'll be you versus you.
Me versus me.
So that means you'll win.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then you'll have one on Second Chance Sunday on Sunday. So that means you might get... Have you got a star on the board already?
I have got a star on the board already. And I'm very excited about it.
What was it?
I can't remember what it was now.
I was very excited about it. What did you make? I can't remember.
But you know, the first time I got a star, they said, oh, are you excited? And I said, I'm more excited now with that than I was when I gave birth to my children. And I showed it much to my kids, and they were like, yeah, that's sort of what we expect, really.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I think it was stocking. Yeah, you're right. I think it was stocking. Right. Okay. So those little bits I just had to trim out because of that that bonder web that we've got there. So I've got BUE are the letters here.
UE.
BUE, or if I turn that around the other way, it'll be Ben. So we're going to put that onto a little bag that I'm going to make for you, Ben. So I've got some of the fabric over here that we've got on the show. So this is the gingerbread lane fabric. So we've got the star bunting one and we've got the cookies one here, and we're going to use that to create this little bag. So what I want to do is I want to stitch, just make sure I get it around the right way. I want to stitch this piece here. So you've got this kind of star bunting, and it is, you know, it's not necessarily Christmassy, this particular one. Let's put those two right sides together. I'm just going to stitch along here.
Sorry, I missed your question earlier, Rebecca, saying what is a custard cream?
Oh, the most delicious thing you'll ever eat.
Yeah.
It is a delicious biscuit. I don't think it's like anything else either.
And it's not, I don't think it tastes very custardy though, does it? It's vanilla-y.
No, it's, what's his name? There was a, oh God, I can't remember his name. There was a famous chef, Gary Rhodes, who died. Yeah, who died a little while ago, didn't he? Did you not know? Yeah, he died a little while. He was quite young when he died.
Yeah, he would have been. That's sad.
He did a cookery book, and he did his own take on traditional desserts. So he did a bourbon biscuit, but it wasn't a bourbon biscuit. It was like a biscuit with chocolate fudge brownie in it, like a bourbon. And he also did a custard cream dessert based on a custard cream biscuit. I know. And no, Ben, I'm not making it for you. But it was absolutely, it looked amazing. I've never made it. Maybe I'll make it this Christmas.
I might have to do that.
Yeah, it was really good.
Do you know what else I'm going to be doing this Christmas? Sorry.
What's that?
I just mind casted back to the tour that we've just done. I'm going to be crafting my own napkins on my Christmas table this year.
Oh, the Christmas tree napkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I learned how to do that. The napkin origami that Sarah was doing on the tour.
Excellent.
And Sam, who's vision mixing, Sam, is going to do the snowflakes.
Oh.
The Christmassy snowflakes. It's good, actually.
The whole of the office is full of snowflakes, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
In many, many ways.
No, it is. It is. But by the way, I can't promise anything, but for our US viewers who obviously didn't get to see the tour, you might be getting a little taster of it later next week. I can't confirm or say too much more than that, but if it happens, it will happen during our big cartload Christmas party show next Thursday.
Well, that sounds exciting.
So look out for that. I can't say any more because I don't want to, say something which then might not happen. But I know there are plans afoot to give you a taste of what happened. Seal Sparky says, Becky, make sure it doesn't say Neb.
Neb, yeah. Or Bayou.
Buoy.
Yeah. That is how I spell your name, isn't it?
No.
No.
It's B. No, it isn't.
You're so beautiful.
You're incredible.
Right, so that is one part of my little bag. Now, I've already put the other part here, so I've already sewn the other side. And then I've got my zip facing down, so I've got my fabric facing up, I've got my zip facing down, and then I've got my lining fabric facing down, and I put some glue on there. So I've used some of our textile glue. Now I found this is really useful when you've forgotten your pins, which is what I've done today. I've managed to come here to do a show, and I thought I had pins already here, and I don't have any.
Oh.
How disorganised am I? So, in actual fact, when you're putting a zip in, these are really useful because sometimes when you're putting a zip in, because obviously the zip doesn't move, because the zip is, or doesn't get any bigger because the zip is made of nylon, but sometimes your fabric creeps a little bit, fabric grows a little bit when you're stitching. So if you're going to be using something with a zip, it's quite useful to use a little bit of this glue. And in fact, I was working with Leanne, and Leanne said she fixed her dog's a kind of crate, had like a crate with a zip on it. Oh. And
right.
The zip had been ripped apart, and she used some textile glue, and it was sufficient to hold that all together.
Oh.
So it's super strong. It's definitely worth having. So I'm using my zipper foot here, and I'm just going to stitch across.
Whilst you're stitching, I've got a question from Anne Fleming Myers.
Yep.
Quick question for Becky.
Yep.
During the wake-up call,
yeah.
What did you have on your fingers whilst using hot glue?
They are silicone finger protectors.
Okay.
So I just bought them online from like a well-known online retailer. They're great because if I find them, where did I put them? Hold down here. I can put them up against anything hot, and they will protect my fingers. So they come in different sizes.
Oh, like thimbles.
They're a little bit like a thimble, yeah. But they.
Do you have to get different coloured ones?
You can get different coloured ones, yeah. But if I get hot glue on my fingers, they're not going to burn. So they're really useful. So particularly with those little pieces of felt, when I was putting glue on them and I was squeezing them together, you could do that with some tweezers, or you could be very careful, but these are actually really good. So you can buy a set of 3.
Right, okay. I was just, because I saw that and I automatically thought of like a rubber glove.
No,
so I was just
it's too
wondering whether
thick.
you could cut the end. No.
Oh gosh, no. Gosh, you think how painful that could be if the rubber glove could burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Don't
these.
do that. That's a bad.
I mean, bad
idea.
Yeah, I can pour glue on here, hot glue on here, and it won't hurt my fingers. Will I try it in a minute? Maybe. I don't know. I'll show you how to wear it later.
I used a hot glue gun on the tour.
Did you?
Yeah, for the first time.
Did you burn yourself?
No. I did it, well, maybe the first time, but then I did it for 13 nights and I became very good.
You could do it with your eyes closed now. if in doubt, this is what Ben would want for Secret Santa next year.
Next year.
But when you go on tour again to protect your little fingers. Right. So I've stitched along here.
Oh, another question.
Yep.
Cindy says, for my young neighbours, can I use cheap felt squares to make letters and numbers for a felt spelling board?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Nice idea.
Yeah, that works really well. Now I would say, because they're different to, if I get those out, and the ones that we used earlier today, where are they? The felt ones. I would still say to cut 2 layers of felt with them. When you're doing felt. I always think 2 layers, it just gives that little bit of extra in there. So normal felt, especially if you're using cheap felt, it tends to be quite thin. So I'd use 2 layers of felt, and then you've obviously got multiple bits in there. So I always cut too much, more than I actually need, felt-wise.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to give that a bit of a press. So I'm going to do the other side. So really quick and easy. Little bag here, and I don't know what you can use it for, but maybe you can use it for snacks.
Snack bag is always good.
Yeah.
Make a little makeup
What would
bag.
you put? Oh, custard cream bag.
Custard cream bag is even more fun.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I probably would eat all of my custard creams before I put them in the bag. So.
Yeah, me too. It's like people say about leftover wine. You're supposed to put those in ice cubes, aren't you? Who has leftover wine? If there's a tiny bit left, you drink it, don't you?
Well, absolutely right. I mean, drink responsibly.
Yeah.
And don't drink and craft.
No.
You know. But no, I'm with you on that one. I might maybe a little makeup bag, because I don't have a lot of makeup. You know, the makeup that I need for the shows.
Yeah.
A dog treat bag, Jamie. Did you just say?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a sneeze.
Did that make you jump?
I know. Oh dear. Don't put me in the box. It's a sneeze. Sorry.
That came out of nowhere, Ben.
Do you know what it is? This morning, I had to go. So Laura's got like a pony share. So this morning we had to go up and muck out.
Pony share?
Yeah. Well, she's got. So she loans a pony off a lady up the road so that Daisy can ride it. And so she had to muck out this morning, and I had to go up because Laura had a Christmas party last night with the girls, and let's just say she wasn't feeling particularly well.
Okay.
So I had to go and help her muck out. I still got a load of dust up my nose from the hay and the stuff. Hay and what else is it? Like straw in the horse's stable. I was really sneezing earlier, so apologies about that. Try not to do it again.
So again, I want to put the rest of this zip together. So I'm going to use a little bit more glue, and I'm just going to stick that together with the zip. If I can get any of the glue to come out. That made me jump, that sneeze.
Sorry. It made me jump as well because it just came out accidentally. If I'd known more time, I'd have told the guys to dip my microphone, but just a surprise sneeze.
I always think I get surprise hiccups.
Surprise hiccups?
Yeah, and if I get hiccups once in a day, I get them twice. Always.
What, and the second time it's a surprise?
Well, they're just generally a surprise. I don't expect them, and I'm always a bit worried that I'm going to get hiccups here because my hiccups aren't quiet. They're like.
What do they sound like? I kind of want you to get them now. Boom! And can I just say as well, for those of you, I know a cure for hiccups.
What's that?
Genuinely, how to get rid of hiccups.
How?
And this is genuine. It works every single time. You'll need someone else to help you do it though.
Right.
So if you get hiccups, you want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Either or. So you have a glass of water.
Yeah.
And like when you gulp.
Yeah.
Or drink it but gulp it. And whilst you're doing that, someone else puts their fingers in your ears, like pushes the little earlobe in. No, it sounds. No, but it genuinely works. So either you put your fingers in your ears like that, and then get somebody. Well, obviously you wouldn't do it if you were driving, would you? But so no, you're laughing at me. But it genuinely works. Fingers in the ears, push the earlobes in, and then gulp the water. Next time you get hiccups, try it. I guarantee you, it will get rid of your hiccups. Guaranteed.
I've never heard that before.
It works.
Really?
It works 100% every time.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give that a whirl next time.
I really want someone to get hiccups now, and we can prove it live on air.
How did you find that out?
My mum always used to do it when I was a kid. And I don't know how she found it out. Whenever we got hiccups, she came along with a glass of water, stuck her fingers in my ears. Drink that.
It sounds like she was just punishing you for something.
No, it works. Honestly, you'll thank me later. You'll thank me later. Does the textile glue gunk up your machine, says Rosalind Russell?
No, it doesn't. It's really good. I love it. I've used it. I've got through so many bottles of this now. I definitely would say it's worth having. I never thought I'd use glue for these sorts of things, but it's really, really good. It doesn't glump up your machine at all. I'm just doing some top stitching over the top, obviously, because it's top stitching, to make sure that the zip, the fabric stays away from the zip. It gives it a better finish as well. Okay, then we're going to
find someone who's got hiccups now, so I can prove to you doubters in my ear laughing.
You need to get out more. I need to prove to you. I need to prove to you. We believe you, Ben.
But I don't think you do, because everyone's laughing at me in the gallery.
It does sound really weird. So I've undone the zips. I stitched those two pieces together. So this is the lining, and that's the outside of the little bag. I've pulled the zip down a little way, and now I'm going to be putting the lining together and also the outer part. And the lining actually looks a little bit bigger than the outer part. I might have to give that a bit of a trim,
Okay.
but it doesn't really matter. I might just trim that now while I'm here.
Coletta hiccups like you, apparently. She says, my hiccups are the same. My husband always looks at me and says that they had to have hurt.
Well, I sneeze, apparently, like a fairy, but I blow my nose like a foghorn. And I do blow my nose a lot, and everyone laughs at me when I blow my nose.
Is it like my Laura blows her nose like this? This is really going to reverberate, doesn't it? It's sort of like...
Yeah, mine's really loud. And my mum says it's the thing she regrets ever teaching me to do as a child is blow my nose, because I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bit of a snotty cold at the moment, so yeah, you're lucky you're not experiencing the blowing of my nose at the moment.
That's funny. I kind of want to hear that now, as well as your hiccups.
I don't know how you get hiccups. It's a spasm, isn't it?
Isn't it the spasm of the diaphragm?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know what causes it.
No.
Not sure. Let us know. Maybe somebody that's watching knows what causes our hiccups.
Hiccup experts or doctors?
Well, I'm sure we've got all manner of experts watching the show.
Well, yes, experts in lots of different fields.
Yeah.
What are you an expert in?
Yeah. What are you an expert in? Roundabouts.
What?
Roundabouts.
Roundabouts? What did you say, Sam?
What do you have? Llamas.
Oh, llamas, alpacas.
What do you have your Guinness Book of Records thing in?
The most Beatles songs named from their lyrics in 1 minute.
Okay. So how many is it?
It's 15.
15?
In a minute, that is good.
I reckon I could do more than that.
Now, here's the thing, though. You think that, but then the guy reading the questions, you've got to take into account that, he's reading them. So that's going to take at least couple of seconds every time. By the time you've got your answer out, that's another couple of seconds. I don't know if anyone's been there. I haven't looked.
You still hold the record?
I don't know. I've still got my certificate up on my wall. Cindy's just message saying, thank you, Becky. After having a fabulous Black Forest tort in Plymouth years ago, I baked one for family Christmas. It was very good, but challenging. I have not made another.
Oh, Black Forest tort. That sounds quite nice.
Q-tips rubbing on the inside of the top roof of your mouth does the trick for curing hiccups, says Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater.
What?
What's a Q-tip?
What? I didn't hear that.
Rubbing Q-tips on the inside roof of your mouth does the trick for curing hiccups.
They're like cotton buds. Earbuds, aren't they?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm telling you, the fingers in the ears and drinking, that does work.
Fingers in your ears.
Carletta says, I've showed people how to do that hiccup cure for years, Ben. It does work! Thank you, Carletta! High five, Carletta!
It does sound like a...
Carletta says, so you take Carletta's word. If you don't believe me, believe Carletta. She says she showed people how to do it for years. It truly does work. Thank you, and good night.
It does sound like a load of old wives' tales, that does.
It works.
Nah. I still tap the lid of a can of drink. Because when I was a teenager, you were supposed to do that to stop it from fizzing up and going everywhere. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I cannot physically get a can can of drink without tapping it. I just can't do it.
They're supposed to not do that though anymore, because that only used to be with the ring pulls, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's just something that's been ingrained that I just can't do it. I can't not do it.
Well, having said that, I bought a can from the vending machine the other day. I've never had it happen before, where I pulled it and it went all over the place.
Oh no.
Not with the new ring pulls, the ones that stay on the cans. Back in our day, Sam, they didn't used to have cans with the ring pulls that stayed on.
Yeah.
You had ring pulls that you had to pull off the actual can, didn't you?
Yeah, really dangerous, really sharp. Yeah.
They stopped it.
Yeah.
Not environmentally friendly.
They were also worried about people injuring themselves, I think. So I'm turning everything in. So I just left a little hole in the lining of the bag, and I'm just going to turn everything around. So, are you laughing?
Sylv says, I don't even understand this. I have a cure for hiccups. You have to apply a serious amount of pressure in the hollow below your occiput. It inhibits the nerves C3, 4 and 5, which innervate the diaphragm.
What?
I don't understand. Put pressure below your occiput.
Where's your occiput?
I've heard of an octopus, but not an
it sounds like a kind of animal, doesn't it? An octopus.
The lesser spotted occiput.
Maybe that's what that bird was called. I don't know.
And the hiccups is a muscle, so Sylv knows, it's a muscle spasm of the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a big sheet of muscle that spans across the ribs below the lungs, used to help with breathing.
There you go.
So we do have experts.
Like you said, we do have experts, yeah. So I've turned that round the right way. Now I just want to seal up that little piece of lining, because I'm going to be giving it as a gift. If I was just doing this just for fun, I wouldn't even bother doing that. But as it's a gift for Ben, and he's going to be keeping his custard creams in it.
Or I might use it as a cravat bag.
Cravat bag.
Keep all my cravats in there.
That well known. It's not big enough for you. It certainly won't fit that other one I made you in there.
Oh no.
That's the hot one.
The itchy one.
All right. Oh my God.
This is my favourite one. It's really comfortable, very stylish. I might wear it to the pub on Christmas Eve.
Aww.
Lots of cravat-wearing gentlemen in my village, don't you know? What?
Are there lots of cravat-wearing men?
Gents in my village, yeah.
Nice.
Cravats and flat caps, that's the order of the day.
Excellent. Right, there we go.
Not many people with cravats with their own faces on, though.
No, well, it's no, not everyone wants one, do they?
Well, I mean
but they're mad if they don't want one.
Exactly.
There we go. We've got Ben's bag.
Aww.
So you can put I think you should put your treats in there, custard creams. I reckon you can fit a whole packet of custard creams in there.
I absolutely reckon you could as well. But yeah, like you say, Jamie's saying like a glasses case, pencil case.
Yep.
I mean, you can fit so much in there. The point is, what a lovely demo. And if you've got these dies...
Yep, you can personalise anything.
Whatever you wanted, really. And worth bearing in mind, once again, that if you are watching this, maybe as a paper crafter who doesn't do soft craft, these are brilliant because they're multi-craft dies, so you can use these for your paper craft as well. So it's just such a really useful collection, whether you're soft craft or paper craft. Remember, you're buying two and you're getting one free today as well, which really is brilliant. You're getting the block capitals in your alphabet, A through Z. You're also going to get your lowercase as well, which I think is an added little bonus, so you can really have fun with those. That one's 28, of course, because you get your 2 dots for your I and your J. And then for free, can you believe, we're giving you your 19-piece number and punctuation set, which is 0 through 9. And then, as you can see, exclamation mark, hashtag. You've got your brackets, your apostrophe, your dash, your and your question mark. Really useful. The kind of set which I think every craft room needs. Certainly one which you're going to use a lot. So I definitely think worth the spend and particularly for the fact that you are making that saving almost £30 or $35. £71.98 platinum or $79.92 if you're shopping with us in the US. Loads of lovely comments coming through. What a great little Ben bag, says Susie. It is a great little Ben bag. Of course, you will be able to vote for your favourite demo of the show in just a bit, and we'll be doing demo of the day as well, because there'll be no demos later on because we've got a Totally Tiffany takeover. Cindy says, before we show you some goodies from that, I say my sneezes could blow the car doors open. I only get hiccups when I'm extremely hungry. Dissolving sugar slowly in the mouth usually works for me. Sometimes, I call them snoffs, when you cough and sneeze at the same time.
Snoffs?
A snoff, yeah, or a hiccup.
That would be awful, because then everything comes out at the same sort of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's like a...
I went out for dinner on a date many years ago when I was about 15, and the person I was with was eating some peas and then sneezed, and it shot.
Sneeze the peas?
Yeah, sneezed the pea through his nose and hit me.
Through his nose?
Through his nose. Yeah, I was eating, and he sneezed and he went through his nose and hit me just there.
Where?
Just there. Just
Where?
there. Just there. With a pea.
Did you...
Did I go on a second date?
No.
No.
Sam! I'm not repeating that. This is a family show. Let's move on very swiftly. Oh, the tales we tell. Mary says, love the Ben bag, Becky. It is gorgeous. There's been some fantastic makes today and indeed right throughout the show, which you'll get to recap on in just a second. Right. I feel like I'm going to sneeze again now. I can't promise that I won't whilst I'm showing you these. Totally Tiffany. We've got a craft house coming up for you at 6 o'clock this evening. That's 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Normally craft house is on Saturday, granted. However, we're bringing you a 2-hour special where Tiffany, we've given her the keys to the craft house. She's not gate crashing because she's got the keys, but she's coming in and she's taking over for a couple of hours. During that show, if you spend over £75 or dollars or euros, you will get for free the lowest tote. Now, you can wait until the show, obviously. However, if you can't wait, you're thinking, wow, I'm definitely going to spend over 75. I would love to get the lowest tote. You can do it right now. You can go to the Shop the Show page and you can pick up that deal right away. If you want to wait for the show, then by all means do that. On the show, we've got 3 for 2 deals for you. We've also got buy one, get one half price deals for you. And we've got such a great selection of goodies for you. This is a brilliant saving on the storage and supply case collection. We've got your 2, 4, 6 and 8 drawers here. And these are just perfect for all sorts of your crafty goodies. Now, normally this would set you back $60.96, $80.92. You are going to be paying just £45 or $60 today, less your platinum price. You are down to £36 or $48. Now, what you get with these are these amazing cases. As always, they've been made beautifully. So they're see-through, so you can see exactly what is in each and every one of them. They're white clean as well. You've got the hook and loop system across the top there, so everything that is in there stays nice and supported. You've also got your little handle on the top as well. So, when you are transporting these around, it's nice and easy to do. But the genius about these is that you've got these little cases inside, I suppose, really, where you can store all of your goodies. We've got one which has got 2, one which has got 4, one which has got 6, one which has got 8, and it kind of takes care of all of the different items that you think about in your craft room here. So in your 8, for example, we've got some of our pencils in here, our aqua pencils. You can pop in things like your paint brushes, maybe some of your tools for your flower forming. They will go in there, whatever you want. And by the way, if you decide that you want to have maybe 3 or 4 of the little trays from this one in here, you can mix and match those up with some of the trays that you've got in the other storage cases as well. So this one is your 6. In there you can see perfect sizes for things like your glitters. Again, we've popped some of our pencils in here. If you're into your soft craft, again, things like your rolls of thread and twine will fit in there perfectly. Got little pots of embossing powder and glitter in there too. Really, really handy. Then you've got your 4 drawer. And again, you can see nice sizes here for things like, we've got some of our glues in here, we've got some of our tapes. And the other genius thing, of course, about this is that if you decide, you know what, you just want to work with this on your craft desk, you can simply just pull these out and pop those there. You know, you could even, if you wanted, you could even use those as, you know, little trays for doing things like you know, your shaving foam techniques if you wanted, I suppose. You could use them as little mixing palettes, I guess, if you wanted to do that as well. It's entirely up to you. But the great thing is you've got plenty of storage ideas for all of the different things that you've got in your craft room. And yes, they're stored away. You've maximised the space because you've got so many different things within the cases. But then they're ready to transport too. So if you just want to pop a few things with you when you're going away on holiday, or maybe just off to see a friend, then you've got the ability to do that as well. So that's your 4 case. And then the final one is your 2 case. And again, here you can see it's absolutely perfect for storing things like, we've popped our glue gun in there. We've got some of our storage and supply case pockets in there. I mean, that you could pop in some little projects as well, actually. And if you're working on particular projects, little cards, for example, you've got enough room in there potentially to you know, start a project, pop lots of bits and pieces in there and come back to it on a later day.
I suppose that's A5 size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, I was just going to say to you, not just for soft craft. I mean, you would find these, I suppose, very useful for soft craft as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, all sorts of different things. I mean, I think that's the beauty of all of that storage. You can use it for all sorts of things. And obviously, when we see Tiffany, she has it for, you know, in her garage, you know, in the car. She uses it for all sorts of different things. So it's really versatile.
Absolutely.
I might have to get my hands on that.
Huh?
I might have to get my hands on that.
Well, there might not be any left because they are proving very, very popular indeed. And remember, if you spend 75 on the show, you will get your Totally Tiffany lowest toe absolutely for free. Hopefully you'll come back and join us for that show. As I say, Tiffany will be with us by the wonders of modern technology. Loads of you loving the show. Susie just saying Becky is totally cracking me up today. She cracks me up every day. Every day I see Becky on the rotor. I know we're going to be having a fun show. You could use the bag for your earbuds so no one else will use them, says Anne Myers on Facebook.
Good idea. Yep.
Oh, the oxy, what was it called, that thing? The
Oxymoron.
What did you call me?
Oxymoron?
Excuse me.
Sorry, the cat fits.
The occiput. The occiput.
Yeah.
It's in the base of the skull.
Oh, okay.
So it says apply pressure in the hollow under the back of your skull at the top of the neck. Oh, Sylv used to be an osteopath.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
don't try that at home just in case.
Oh, I like going to the chiropractor.
Oh, to get your back
Oh, I love that.
cracked.
Yeah. Oh.
Read the sneezy peas. Mary says the guy must have been mortified. And read the sneezy peas. Sneezing with a mouthful of food can be very messy, says Sylv. Ask me how I know. How do you know?
What would be the worst? Spaghetti, I reckon.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it doesn't all come out? What could be? Yeah.
Beans would be pretty bad.
Beans, yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave you to think about that whilst we take a short break. What would be the worst thing to have sneezed on you? I mean, we've chatted about some things today, haven't we? Get the deals. Don't miss out. If you've got items in your basket, get checked out right now. And as I said, get ahead on the Totally Tiffany takeover as well. You can get some of those deals snapped up right now. When we come back, we will have a look at a few more ideas with Becky and, of course, get your votes on the demo of the show and the demo of the day. It's all on the way in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. We'll see you in a moment.
My unsung hero has to be Tracy.
I'm going to give a little shout out to our Tracy.
I think if I had to nominate somebody, I'd probably go with Tracy.
Because Tracy keeps me fully supplied with cups of tea whenever I'm working here. She always finds me the things that I've lost, and she's always great to be around.
Sort of get involved with our sample library, which is massive. It's where all the samples are kept, all nice and neatly, all labelled up. And part of their job is to get the necessary samples out for the shows that we do every day, get them all ready and prepared, often display them, tidy them away again, pop them back in the sample library, and that takes an inordinate amount of time.
Because they literally are the cogs that keep us working, and I don't think a lot of people realise just what they do for us in terms of getting everything show ready so that we can come in, get ready and be relaxed to go on air and do those kind of things.
So that is just a small part of what they do, you know, as well as being floor managers during the shows, getting us any products that we need, and most importantly, bringing the coffee.
Everybody on screen knows I make everybody's tea and coffee.
I'm Corinne Robinson, and I am having an absolutely fantastic time up here working for Crafters Companion. So my crafting journey began back in, I have to get this the right way around, 2001. I went to a craft workshop just at a craft store, and I was absolutely hooked. My mum convinced me to go because she wanted to go, and I've not looked back since 2001, and I'm still going now. My crafty inspirations are, I have to be inspired by my grandmother. She was an amazing sewer, and I just love to take inspiration from her. I can't sew, but I am blown away by what she used to do. But I just am inspired by all my colleagues around me, the other experts. I've just done a show today where we have third parties in, and I just love watching them and take little bits from them and then put my own twist on it. What's it like having crafty colleagues? It's fantastic. We are an amazing team. The support from Crafters Companion is brilliant. I have loved it. As you know, I've not been here overly long, but the team have opened their arms and welcomed me so fantastically. And I love watching the shows because a lot of the tips and techniques that you'll see me do in my shows, I've picked up from my colleagues by watching their shows. What non-craft facts can I share with you? I have my pride and joy at the moment is my gorgeous little Cavapoo dog. I absolutely love her. Miss her like mad when I come up here. Elsie's at home with my husband. What is my biggest crafting success? Oh, I just think it was the day I was able to give up a 9-to-5 job and be able to come and be a craft demonstrator full time. And then the excitement when I came to join this team was amazing. I just think that has to be up there at the top for me.
Welcome back. Just before, we're going to get the vote for the demo of the show going. I'm loving the chat today. I mean, it's a bit gross, but it's fun. Cindy says, long ago on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, there was an Iowan who had the hiccups for years and years, and an actual record holder.
Really?
How long? How many? Imagine having the hiccups for like years on end.
Oh, it'd be horrible, wouldn't it? You wouldn't go to sleep.
You have to be. How would you go to sleep if you were?
Well, it doesn't matter if you're quite quiet. That's okay. But if you're like me, like that, I sound like a butchered animal, like a piggy.
How do you sound again? Sil says, oh, how do we know about, Sil says, ask me how I know. Well, there was a sweet potato mash a few weeks ago. There was nearly salad with sprouted wheat earlier. I sneeze a lot, living dangerously. And Mary says, this is my favourite topic. You can say it's nearly Christmas. I once sneezed with a mouthful of egg drop soup. I mean, I don't even know what that is. But it sounds not pretty at all, says Mary. I was out for lunch with one of my daughters. Of course, it had to happen in public, not at home.
Egg drop soup sounds a little bit like, you know when you have congee?
What?
Congee?
I don't know what that is.
Like sort of like it's a breakfast thing you have in China. It's a rice. It's like it's rice with lots of water or broth,
okay.
and then quite often you have eggs sort of drizzled into it while it's still hot. Sounds like maybe it's something similar to that. I like a bit of congee.
Silly says, I love the lowest bag, but I'm afraid to leave it in my car this time of year. Will these crack when it's freezing weather? I wouldn't have thought.
I wouldn't have thought so. We can ask Tiffany.
We'll ask Tiffany maybe later on.
Or maybe pop one in the freezer in between shows so we can find out.
Okay, I'll go and pop that. Remind me to pop it in the freezer in between shows. And finally, before we get to the demo, yes, read the guy who sneezed for ages. It was what does it say? Osborne, 1922. The condition persisted for more than 6 decades.
What?
Only ending in 1990, a full 68 years after it began. Longest attack of hiccups confirmed by Guinness World Records.
Wow.
68 years.
That's more impressive than your 15
Beatles songs. Yeah. Only just though.
Only just.
Demo of the show.
Yeah.
Should we vote?
Yeah.
Come on then.
Number 1, which is the block using the Build a block of the week.
Build a block of the week.
And using the fabric of the week that we've got on the show. And then number 2 is Ben's bag.
Well, 1 or 2, get voting. You've got about 3 or 4 minutes. I obviously want mine to win, but then I don't want it to win because I want to take it home. We are going to squeeze in one quick final demo whilst we're waiting for the vote on that. Then we'll do the vote for the demo of the day because there won't be a demo later on because, of course, we're going to be with Tiffany. The bag making clutch dies, 8 dies in total here. And once again, this just makes life easy for you if you're wanting to create your own bespoke bags. And again, how nice is it? Because I know a lot of ladies and gents like to have many bags, and it's nice to have bags that match certain outfits and you can use for certain occasions, and how nice to have your own bespoke bag in your own colours that you want to work with. And also great if you want to be able to make these and give these away as gifts. It's a 50% saving on it, and these are limited stock. There's green on the screen, which means, well, there isn't. There'll be green on the screen, which means
they soon won't be seen.
£19.99 or $27.96 if you're platinum. You've got your clutch bag and bow set, and also this one here, which is your clutch bag and flower set. And you're going to give us a quick little rundown of one of these, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm going to show you quickly what they look like in the flesh, as it were. So this is the scalloped edge clutch bag here. So you can see it's quite pretty. You've got these little darts down here. This one here is a tote clutch bag, which is a little bit taller. It's got little darts down here, and it's got more of a sort of a different shape and little bow that you can make out of the fabric. So you can make all the lining as well. So very, very quickly, I'm going to show you how you put this together. This is what your dies will look like. So you've got these 2 dies, one for the body of the bag and one for the flap. And then these ones are to make those little bows if you want to, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. So what you want to do with these ones, you want to fold your fabric. So your fold is going to be on here, and then the rest of the die is going to cut out. So you've got a piece that's going to be twice this size, twice this shape. So I've already pre-ironed my fabric. So I'm just going to pop that here. And I'm going to place the die just with that edge, just over that folded part here. And I'm going to pop a little bit of tape in here.
Okay.
So I've got 2 pieces of fabric. Well, I've actually got 1 piece of fabric which I folded into 4. So I've got the fold here, but I'll be able to cut the 2 pieces of the lining fabric out in one go. So I'm using my fabric plates here, so I'm going to use my clear plate, my fabric, my die, then the other fabric plate at the top, and then the other clear plate over the top of that, and run it through the Gemini. Now, if you wanted to give it a bit more structure, you could put some wadding onto the fabric, on the outside of the fabric, and maybe some interfacing on the lining. I'm not going to worry about doing anything, because this is actually going to be the lining, and the one that I've already cut out and stitched together forms the basis of the bag, and I've put wadding or batting on that already. So that would cut out. Just need to give that a little bit of a trim here. You having a rummage?
Where are the doodads? Oh.
Oh, no.
We've got the result. What do you reckon won?
That one?
Yep.
Where's the other one? Oh, no, that one. Do you want that one? Do you want that one? We can make that into a little pocket square for you.
Can I want a matching one, though?
Oh, I'll have to make you another matching one later. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take this over.
Okay.
You carry on.
All right, I'll carry on. So I've got my lining fabric here. So you can see now there are 2 pieces like that have been stitched together. Now I want to put these right sides together, like so. Like so. Did you see that? Like so.
Like so. I'll tell you what you've not said today, which you always say you've not said in the show. I'm very disappointed.
What did I always say?
Around the outside.
I didn't, but I am going to now stitch around the outside.
Around the outside.
Boop, 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 boop.
Around the outside.
So this is going to be a bit of a challenge because, like I say, I haven't got any pins with me, which is very silly and very remiss of me. But I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside, and I'm going to stitch down here. And I'm going to stitch these pieces here, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a turning gap. So I'll just stitch down here for the moment. So this is like speedy crafting, isn't it now? Speed crafting. Yep. Yeah, it is a little bit. Just whilst you're doing that, by the way, we can get the vote going for the demo of the day. It's going to be a Becky win. So it's entirely up to you. So this is numero uno, using the beautiful flower dies which we've got on the shoe earlier on. I love that little wreath.
For all time, and a great proof of saying like that wreaths are for, you know, all year round really, not just at Christmas. So that's number 1. Or number 2. Is it? Yeah. Does it really matter? Yeah, it does. Does it? Ah, I think it looks nice like that. Or can you not have it like that? Or like that?
It doesn't matter.
I think it looks...
It can be any way you like.
I suppose you've got... Is that the hangy bit there?
Yeah.
Ah. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Get voting now.
So I've stitched around the outside and then
Now you can't stop saying it.
around the outside. And then I want to stitch these pieces here. So these create that little corner. So we want to put those like that. And then you can see they just match up perfectly. And we're just going to stitch across here. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And this is exactly how we put the outside of the bag together. And the only difference is the outside of the bag has got some wadding attached to it. And I adhered that with some of our spray. And I generally adhere that to the fabric before I cut it out using the dies. I just find it easier. But you can do it separately if you want to. I know Sarah does the lining pieces and the outer fabric pieces together, and then she does the wadding afterwards. So it's just up to you, whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
So we've got that piece here. So now we've got, obviously that's inside out, but we've got that little bag structure. Now over here, I have already pre-made my outside of my bag, and I've also made the little flap here as well. So what I want to do is I want to give this a quick stitch. I'm just going to stitch this flap into the bag, and then I'm going to put the lining in there as well. I just might make that a bit longer.
This is your last show as well, isn't it, before Christmas?
It is, yeah. Yeah, I've got, and I don't think I'm back until the middle of January.
Oh, really?
So I've got a bit of time off, yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll be good fun.
Any big plans apart from Christmas?
I'm doing some volunteering over Christmas.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So I'm going to be quite busy, I think. Busier than I was expecting to be.
Ah.
Right.
Did you get volunteered to volunteer, or did you volunteer off your own?
No, I didn't. Volunteering is something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I haven't really felt that I could do it. And now that my children are older, I sort of thought, actually, that's fine, I can do it now. I'm just making sure I've got this around the right way. Hold on, let me just check this one. This was one we did earlier. Right, so stitch around here. So I want to put the lining around there. That's right, I'm doing it around the right way. So that should be right. Just make sure, so when I stitch around there, and I pull it around that way, that should work. That should work. If it doesn't work, then I'm just going to blame, I don't know, the fact that it's nearly Christmas.
I was going to say, you're going over Christmas in like 4 minutes' time, so...
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And I'm just hoping it's not going to snow on the way home.
No, it won't.
Do you not think?
Although, having said that, you've had more snow down south,
Yeah,
haven't you?
we've had loads of snow. And in fact, driving, when I came up here, I was quite surprised. You can still see lots of snow at the side of the motorways, but that's pretty much what my garden looks like at home.
Is it?
Yeah.
We've had, well, pretty much nothing up here. Very disappointing.
Well, I don't think anyone really wants snow until, everyone's got all their bits and pieces ready for Christmas, do they? We don't want it. We want it when we've got all, when we've all organised. And I'm not quite organised yet.
You'll be fine. You've got plenty of time left yet to get organised.
You say that, but it comes around so quickly. It's almost like you need an extra month in between November and December.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be nice. You've got 9 days. Not even that, actually, because by the time you get home, you'll have 8 days.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got to drive down to Exeter tomorrow.
Yay, Exeter!
Well, which is going to be quite a long journey.
My favourite city in the UK.
Is it?
Yes, because I went to school and I'm from that way, aren't I? See, best rugby team in the UK play there as well.
Okay. Even if you do say.
You say so myself.
Yeah. I do like Exeter. It's lovely. It's really
It is
pretty.
a lovely city,
And there's
yeah.
a Christmas market on today, this weekend, so I'm going to.
On the Cathedral Green.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Gets absolutely rammed though.
I'm not surprised because it is a lovely sort of spot to be in, and I have done this around the.
Have you been in the cathedral?
Pardon?
Have you been in the cathedral?
No, not yet.
Go and have a wander around. It's gorgeous. I used to sing in there when I was a choir boy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Christmas time.
He has done everything, hasn't he?
Yeah. They've actually got an aisle in the cathedral named after me.
Not surprised. Right, I've done that round the wrong way.
What?
I've done it round the wrong way.
That's all right.
But you can see how that's going to look.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've stitched that in.
Oh.
I've put it totally inside out.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. So I thought actually this would make a really good gift bag to have. So we've got a gift bag here. There you go. I thought it'd make a good gift bag for putting some presents in because we want to try and minimise the amount of waste we do this year with Christmas presents and wrapping. So this way you've got a little gift bag and then you put all the presents inside there and then you've got a little gift bag to keep hold of.
Well, what a lovely show, and I know everyone probably will wish you a Merry Christmas in the comments as well, but have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you, you too.
And I hope you get everything you asked for, and I hope your volunteering goes well.
Thank you.
And hope you have a good New Year.
Yeah, you too, and I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing what's going on in the new year. We've got lots of exciting things going on in January, haven't we?
We have got lots of exciting things going on in January. I meant to say as well, by the way, I love your Christmas jumper.
Thank you.
Yeah, was it dear?
I've no idea.
What was the demo of the show that I'm sure you're all wanting to know?
Are you going to be happy, Ben? You're going to be happy. Excellent.
It's a wreath.
Hey!
Yay! Can I actually then?
Yeah, yes for you. Merry
Aw.
Christmas, Ben.
Thank you so much. That will go up onto the Crafty Walk of Fame. That will go home with me. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you've got items in your basket, make sure you get them checked out and come back because in a couple of hours' time, we've got our Craft House Totally Tiffany Takeover, which is going to be amazing with Tiffany Spalding. That show, you spend £75, you get a free Lowe's tote bag. You can shop the show now. You don't have to wait until later on. So definitely worth having a bit of a look, having a peruse and a browse. And of course, don't forget on the website right now, our winter sale, day 2, up to 70% off. Thanks for now, everybody. Come back and see us in a couple of hours' time. It's going to be a great show. But until then, check out your baskets and bye for now.
Bye.